The goal of this video is to drive home to everyone, no matter what you do for a living, no matter how important you may feel, no matter if you lack importance and value in this world, no matter what your skin complexion is, that at the end of the day, we're all a part of one race. We don't own anything. This is not our land. We're only here for a short time. We all represent the human race. Today, I want to briefly catch you up on just who George Floyd was and why his story is so important. A black man killed at the hands of the police, and it's now been featured.
So Big Floyd, man, said, man, I'm back at it, man. Workout game, getting back on up, man. You know, I went through some things, man. Had to bounce back, man. I'm just sharing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, people quick to count you out, man, but just so strict on counting you in. You know? One thing about old Floyd, man, I love the world. I ain't putting on, ask anybody that know me, then they know me. You know, because, like, people be acting like they be scared to embrace God, worrying about what the next man gonna say and all that. Man, you better get down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't here to show out and all that. You know, this here just to motivate somebody who wanna work out that might need it or whatever you're going through, man. Man, don't let Instagram fool you, man, and get you depressed looking at what other people doing and all that, man. I love you, man. Big Floyd, kill your own family.
You've heard the name George Floyd at this point, and if you haven't heard the name, that probably speaks to a bigger issue. But who was George Floyd, the person? 46-year-old George Floyd was born in North Carolina and grew up in Houston's 3rd Ward. In high school, Floyd was a multi-sport athlete playing basketball, and he became a star tight end for Jack Yates' football team. He was a 6'6" touchdown catching machine who somehow earned the name Gentle Giant. According to one of Floyd's former classmates, Donnell Cooper, though Floyd was a very tall man, he had a quiet personality but a beautiful spirit. After leaving high school early, George began making music with a rap group called Screwed Up Click. In 2007, Floyd's life took an unfortunate dip south. He was charged with armed robbery and a home invasion in Houston, and in 2009 was sentenced to 5 years in prison as part of a plea deal. It was one of Floyd's childhood friends, Christopher Harris, who convinced him to move to Minneapolis around 2014 for a new beginning and new job opportunities. Floyd landed a job working as security at a Salvation Army store, and then he later went on to get 2 jobs. One driving trucks and another one was as a bouncer at a Conga Latin bistro where he earned a new nickname, Big Floyd. According to one customer, George Floyd was a guy who loved hugs from his regular customers. He would even get mad if you didn't stop and greet him because he honestly loved seeing everyone and watching everyone have fun. Floyd was recently laid off due to the COVID-19 pandemic from this restaurant. According to Harris, he was doing whatever it took to maintain his life going forward. Unfortunately, Floyd's life was cut short on May 25th, a day heard around the world due to a senseless murder caught on camera. Minneapolis police officers arrested Floyd after a deli employee accused him of buying cigarettes with a counterfeit $20 bill. 17 minutes after the first squad car arrived, George Floyd was unconscious and pinned beneath 3 police officers, with another police officer seemingly being a guard dog. For 8 minutes and 46 seconds, white police officer Derek Chauvin held his knee on George's neck. George was pronounced dead at the hospital, but he was killed right there. Everyone saw it on camera. Derek Chauvin has been since fired and charged with 2nd-degree murder and manslaughter. The other 3 officers who were initially at the scene and shown on camera enabling this crime bare minimum, Thomas Lane, J. Alexander Kwang, and Toy Thao, have all been fired as well and charged with felony aiding and abetting 2nd-degree murder and manslaughter. George Floyd leaves behind a 6-year-old daughter who George had plans on bringing out to Minneapolis once he got more settled. It was later announced that Kanye West plans to invest significantly into George's daughter's college fund. I want to let my position be known about George Floyd in his life. I don't give a damn if George Floyd had a stash of counterfeit $20 bills somewhere. He did not deserve to die over that. He was an unarmed black man who was subject to excessive force by the police once again. Can you imagine how many George Floyds are out there? Can you imagine how many stories of unarmed black men and women being subject to excessive force? And these officers somewhere in this country are maybe smarter than what was present in Minneapolis on May 25th. What if an officer is smart enough to not do this in the middle of a street? What if an officer was smart enough to not do this with cameras around? The only reason why this is a story is because somebody recorded a man die on camera. I should not be here telling George Floyd's story. He should be alive to tell his own story.
What's happening? Just want to speak to y'all real quick. I just want to say, man, that I got my shortcomings and my flaws, and I ain't better than nobody else. But man, the shootings that's going on, man, I don't care what hood you from, man, where you at, man. I love you and God love you, man. Put them guns down, man. That ain't what it is, you know. God bless, man, and y'all hold y'all head up, man.
George Floyd was not perfect, but guess what? Neither am I. Guess what? Neither are you. And you over there in the back, they don't think I'm talking to you? Hey, guess what? You're not perfect either.
George Floyd's death is another pure display of hatred, racism, at the highest level.
We need justice for George Floyd. We all witnessed his murder in broad daylight. We're broken and we're disgusted. We cannot normalize this pain. George is all of our family in humanity. He's our family because he's a fellow American.
George represents what many people in this country want. Better than this. He wanted love between his people, and he wanted love for his people. Little did George probably ever realize that the love might have come at a cost of his life. His death will be a moment in history. Millions have protested in his name. Every state in this country has had a protest in Big Floyd's name. Over 18 countries have marched in his name. And that name will live on. Rest in peace to George Floyd.
I don't understand how that can be regulated bigotry. There's got to be a way